Welcome back to Central Valley Today. The Big Tell is a regional filmmaking program that offers grants for the production of short documentaries. This year, 10 filmmakers featured stories from California's Great Central Valley. You can watch the Big Tell Showcase right here on KC24 Saturday, November 26th at 8 p.m. And that is where you can see this next film in its entirety. We take a peek into the film Unsung Heroes. Let's take a look.
Somebody that is considering pursuing this career is have a lot of patience. That's, every day, like I said, there's so many things out there you're going through, and you just pretty much have to be patient.
I know the tough part of trucking is being away from family, being away from home. Depending on where you drive to, you can be pretty far away from family for a few days. Sometimes people are out for months. We make a huge sacrifice, I would say. We give up on a lot of little luxuries. We give up on our bedroom. We get to sleep in that bunk, which is not bad. And then eating home, a fresh cooked meal at home. We miss out on that unless you eat out every day at a restaurant. That's not healthy either.
So joining us now is filmmaker Ernesto Cruz Pulido, and your film is called Unsung Heroes, and it's about the truckers during the whole pandemic, during shutdowns. People couldn't go anywhere, and we were really relying on grocery stores. And how do you get that food? Through the trucking industry. So how did you come up with this idea? When did you decide that this is what your subject was going to be for the Big Tell?
So it's interesting you bring that question up because it was my little brother who gave me the inspiration.
Okay.
He's going into his career as a diesel technician.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like this little 20-year-old kid working on these giant trucks. And he just tells me, he's like, you know what you should do? You should do it on truckers. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, they're always doing all the hardest jobs. They're always out there for us, working for us. And no one really talks about them.
Not until recently have we heard very many stories about what that industry is like or what that lifestyle is like. So I used to be a reporter in Bakersfield, a huge trucking industry there. So I got kind of an inside look. What did you learn? So you started out to make the film and you started seeing where the story was going. What did you start to see was the actual story here?
It's interesting you bring that up because I try to go for different communities of people, so I could get the widest amount of people, and the personalities that I was able to interview for my documentary, they came from such diverse backgrounds. Some of them ran in their community, all their uncles, all their fathers. Everyone was into the trucking community, and for others, it was more so that it was an opportunity that they could get onto, even though they felt they had no more opportunities, kind of thing. Where they feel like they have to provide for their family, and yet there's not quite a lot out there to choose from in terms of career-wise. And it just really inspired me because everyone's been there, where it's like, what should I do with my life now?
Yeah. I'm there now. What am I supposed to do? Yes, and the trucking industry definitely can be a really stable career opportunity for people if they don't know where to go or what to do, and for people who like to work with their hands and they're really good with machines. It's a great way to sort of get satisfaction from your career.
Not only that, if you always wanted to travel, there you go.
And the hours that some of these people work are crazy. But they travel the entire country. So when you were shooting this, how did you go about getting this story to screen? How did you get your B-roll? How did you get your interviews?
So it's interesting you bring that up. My girlfriend lives in San Francisco, so every time I'm going up and down, I'm always keeping an eye out for like cool areas to shoot photographs or whatnot. And I was like, you know what? It's such a good thing that I was doing that and keeping that like memory bank, because now I have a bunch of great shots I can use for my documentary. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up driving up there, and my little brother helped me out. He did the driving, I did the shooting, and between us, we got all the shots. It was awesome.
Okay, so it was a little bit of a family affair here.
It was. I actually had my dad do a sound
really?
engineering for me. Yeah.
Oh, how cool! cool.
Yeah.
So is this your first film, or have you done films before?
I've done a handful of films before. I went to school at CSU Northridge down in LA. And I did my first indie film with them, and then afterwards I did a little horror flick that I put on Amazon Prime.
Is this your first film for The Big Tell?
The Big Tell, yes.
How did you find out about The Big Tell? How did you, decide that you were going to apply and make a film for The Big Tell?
So I was this year I was working for the Modesto Nuts. It's a minor league team from Modesto, and one of my coworkers was telling me about it. She's like, "Yeah, you should throw your hat into the ring for this Big Tell Film Festival. I know you graduated film and all this stuff." And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do it. I'll check it out." And like hundreds of people applied to it, and I was one of the top 10, I guess.
So you put your pitch in for what story you're going to tell from the Central Valley, and then you go out and make your film. So you were chosen. Were you like, oh no, now I actually have to make a film?
Not so much. It's not my first time making a film.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? As long as I can do it, choose my crew and everything.
Yeah.
I should be solid.
So it's a little familiar and a little, kind of jumping back into the ring, kind of like riding a bicycle a little bit.
Yeah. I've done a little bit of Hollywood here and there, so it's not too new to me.
So what are you hoping that people walk away with after they see your film?
I'm hoping they're able to cherish their truckers and their community more, because I get a sense that a lot of people that are on the road driving, they tend to like swear at truckers and be like, "Oh, get out of my way, I can't believe you're in my way," this or that. And it's like, to me, I always give them the right of way, because they're heroes to us. They're doing the thing that we all need. Yeah,
I think in the Central Valley we do a really good job of telling stories about where things come from and all the tiny little jobs that go into getting almonds under your table or getting food into the grocery store. And a lot of that industry is right here in the Central Valley, and that's why we love to have the Big Tell, so that we can tell those stories. Ernesto, thank you so much for being here with us today. I cannot wait to see your film in its entirety. It's going to be on the Big Tell. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Coming up, the unique production from a unique group that's tackling some tough topics. We'll tell you about it next.